What's up, Thumpers? We are back. Day 3 of San Diego Comic-Con, Saturday, big day, Hall H. We just talked about Aquaman. We are here with our friend, not Bill Chapman, Bob Chipman, MovieBob from YouTube. Thank you so much for being here again. We are going to be talking about Shazam, Shazammy Bammy. This was a hugely anticipated trailer. I think Shazam was very interesting because coming in to Hall H, there was some criticism and a lot of cynicism towards this movie, sort of embracing the fun, sort of wish fulfillment elements of what Shazam is.
Right.
If you've read a comic book, you would know that that is like Shazam is essentially Big. The movie Big.
It is the movie
with
Big,
Tom
yeah.
Hanks. Zachary Levi, in my opinion, is one of the best casting decisions for this movie. And you get a lot of that energy with him and Aisha Tyler on the stage in Hall H.
Yeah.
Was incredible. They're obviously old friends, but just to have that energy and to see him and Asher Angel on that stage together,
chemistry that they have,
and his explanation of I'm not Zachary Levi playing Shazam. I'm Zachary Levi trying to play Asher Angel's Billy Batson in an adult version or in an adult body.
Yeah.
And I think for me it came through a lot in this trailer. But what about you guys?
I came into this movie honestly not really expecting much.
Sure.
From the production photos, and I should have learned my lesson already. EW doesn't necessarily put out the best production photos.
I mean, even a lot of those set photos do not reflect what that costume.
Yeah, exactly. They don't reflect what the costume looks like. And so I came in very low expectations. I came out of this super. Actually, this was. For me, Aquaman was dope, but this was the big hit for me. I feel like tonally, which was for me the most important thing, tonally that they hit the I don't want to say childishness, but sort of like the joy that's a kid being a superhero could bring to this. I feel like Zachary Levi did a really good job of conveying that, and we'll get into it a little bit more. But I came out of this really actually pleased with all this. What about you, Bob?
Oh, I've always wanted to see a Shazam movie.
Yeah.
I think the character's a lot of fun. Always has a lot of great potential. I understand that the main reason is that there's always been legal trouble getting this done because otherwise you'd think that this would be like the most obvious pitch for something in the world is, hey, you're a little kid and you say a magic word and now you're Superman, basically. You can go be a superhero. Like, big, but you're Superman.
Right.
Make that movie.
Yeah.
But
that's the life that we live every day.
Yeah. So... Great. But now they finally made it, and, I'm surprised that it looks as good as it does, not based on premise, but considering that kind of Warner Brothers has not been good at things involving, comic book movies for a decade or so now. And to see them, it would be really easy to not get this right because the obvious place that you should go with it, there's a lot of people who are going to be telling them, no, don't. Like, the way to do this would have been to just make it in the 90s when they would have just said, oh, yes, obviously you get, a comedian, send him to the gym, get him buff. And, like, the movie that they seem to have made, this reminds me of, like, Meteor Man and movies like that, like a good version of that.
That's the
Good point.
Literally,
Good
the trailer
point.
ends and I was like, this feels like a 90s, like, cheesy superhero movie. And I'm all about it because, I think you're completely right. This is literally about a kid who gets these powers. And it's obviously connected to the greater DC universe. We've seen from photos, we've seen in the trailer, there's mentions, or there's hints towards, obviously, Superman, Batman, the greater universe. But Cameron, what are your sort of your expectations? This is also, should we point out, this is a New Line Cinema production. It's being distributed by Warner Brothers. So yes, it's Warner Brothers, but it's also kind of like, well,
there are other studios.
We're gonna do this our way, but
so
we'll
maybe the mask is gonna show up in the Ninja Turtles. Bring all the New Line characters.
We're gonna be on Bleecker Street.
So I didn't see this. I was walking the con floor at this time. So this is going to be my first time seeing it.
Okay.
The concept is, I love the concept of Shazam. I've actually not that familiar. I read that Jeff Smith put out a comic of Shazam not long ago. And then I think Mike Norton did one as well, which I really enjoyed. And that's about as much Shazam as I've read. And I remember there was I really enjoyed like a short cartoon where it was like Shazam versus Superman.
Yeah, that was one.
And Kingdom Come, but that's not, I'm familiar with that Shazam. So my knowledge of him is, I almost feel like I have more knowledge about the legal trouble than actually having read Shazam. So I'm I kind of feel like it does. 90s is a good way to put it. I feel like I'm coming into this going like, I've heard of this, but that's all I know.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so you guys want to jump into this?
Yeah,
and then
we'll
talk about it. Yeah, let's
jump into Shazammy
Wham.
You've run from foster homes in 6 counties. I can take care of myself.
When you're 18, give these people a chance, because that's what they're giving you.
This is Billy Batson. Make sure you make him feel at home.
They seem nice, but don't buy it. It gets real Game of Thrones around here. Dude, just messing around. You look at me and you're like, why so dark? You're a disabled foster kid. You've got it all. If you could have one superpower, what would you pick? Everybody chooses flight. You know why?
So they can fly away from this conversation?
No, because heroes fly.
What, you need your fake family to stand up for you? Hey! Man, sorry about that. Go, go, go! Grab it! Get out the way!
Billy Batson, I choose you as champion.
Hello?
Say my name so my powers may flow through you.
But I don't know your name, sir.
SHAZAM.
Wait, for real? Say, okay! Shazam?
This means Billy!
What is happening?
You're the only person I know that knows anything about this Cape Crusader stuff.
Can I...
Oh, yeah. That's crazy, right?
What are your superpowers?
Superpowers, dude? I don't even know how to pee in this thing.
AM to the PM, PM to the AM.
You have super strength.
You just got
Can you fly?
If I quit your PM, I still rock Mercedes. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
You okay? Why are you talking?
Be humble. Sit down.
You know, I don't think that's gonna buff out.
Your phone's charged. Your phone's charged.
What the hell?
You're like a bad guy, right?
Gentlemen!
You have bullet immunity.
I'm bulletproof.
You're dead.
Sorry about your window, but you're welcome for not getting robbed. Oh, hey, what's up? I'm a superhero.
That looks great.
Yeah,
I'm very excited for that.
Right. So was my description or our description of kind of like this like throwback to like 90s superhero, just sort of fun.
I think big is him even just having a friend.
Yeah,
is like I'm like, oh yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
It's just big.
Yeah. I can't say this enough about this movie. You know, I think a lot of people. And again, you know, we talked about this so many times on other episodes that we shot. Is like I get that not everyone reads the comics, but like I think it really is worth it when you look at how diverse the DC universe is in terms of its characters.
Yes,
I think you really owe it to yourself to read some of the comics. You don't have to read all of them, but like look at and see and like do a Google search and figure out like, okay, what are sort of like the top 10 most popular comics revolving around these characters, and do a dive, and you'll
pick the characters, because otherwise you're gonna get Dark Knight Returns and Watchmen.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta be
make
really
sure you put in the character name.
You gotta be really specific to the character.
Killing Joke.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's really important to sort of get an idea of like, why is this so different from the other movies? Why does it look the way it is? Why is this character the way he is? And you will understand that this is really Shazam. And for me, like Zachary Levi fully embodies that. And the thing that I love is we're not trying to set up a greater universe. We're not trying to set up a greater movie, but or another movie, but it's all about the little details, the Batarang, the newspapers in the inside of the drawer. That's all you really need to do to inform the audience. Oh man, this is in the Batman Superman universe. Someday these characters could all interact.
Which is a surprise because they have been kind of dancing around whether or not this is in universe.
This is officially in the universe. Yeah.
I'd like to know if it is. I mean, if the Batarang could like be a model, you know, it seems like they seem to be leaning on the younger kid is named Freddie, who
Freddie Freeman
in continuity is Captain Marvel Jr.
Yes,
which a whole other thing.
I think the thing that confirms it is there's a photo that came out on EW, and it's got the two characters, Freddie Freeman and Billy Batson.
Yeah.
In the background, there's a Time magazine, and it's got the
The Terraformer.
The Terraformer from Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And it says June 14th, 2013 on it. So I think that, the Superman emblem and the Batman emblem, that officially confirms that, yes, this is in this DC universe, whatever it's called.
Yeah, and if so, I'm on board. I like that idea. I like, I don't need all of the stuff to be in the same universe. Like, I love the Marvel continuity thing, but like, I don't... It's not going to make it better or worse for me if it is other than, okay, hey, maybe eventually, you know, people can meet and hang out, but like it doesn't. I'm not going to say, oh, this isn't as good, or this is like the new Marvel Spider-Man. I like the kid playing him. I didn't really care for Spider-Man Homecoming, and I don't people say, oh, it's better than the ones with Tobey Maguire because it's in the Marvel universe and he can hang out with the Avengers. No, the kid is good in the Avengers movies he's in, but I don't love those movies just because they're connected. The prospect of this character meeting up with Superman, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I like the world that it's in. I like that it looks like fun, but that it also looks to be in kind of like a real world. Like that they're leaning on the idea that he is the unusual looking thing in this world. Like he's, you know, I mean, Zachary Levi is a big man in general when he gets buff, but they've done some things to the suit so that he looks he looks cartoonishly large.
He does,
and I think it sort of feeds into that idea of like, this is ridiculous. It's a kid as a superhero.
Yeah, well, and it's what if you're that kid, if you're that size of a child, that's what you think. Yes, of course, this is what a man looks like. This is
like a '90s wrestler.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is how I should look if I want to be big and confident and strong, and that's sort of what. That's why this character was so popular in the days. It feeds into this fantasy of, you know, you say your wish, now you're Superman, and you can just throw the bad guys around. And, you know, hopefully they can find a way to roll in and get a little bit, not too much, because it's obviously a kid's movie, but get some drama in of, okay, now it gets real. There's Mark Strong should be playing Savannah, who is a mad scientist traditionally in there. So presumably there will be a moment where that kid's like, okay, no, here's a real bad guy, and you've got to step up, and it's going to get real. I want to see where it goes, and I'm really psyched. I want to be in like in Hall H, everyone goes nuts. They see the iconography, they laugh. I want to see this in a regular theater with like a family audience and see how young kids, because I know how I react.
Yes,
you know, I want to see. It's like when they did the Creed 2 trailer. Like I know I like it, but like I went to Sunday morning movies specifically released by that studio because I wanted to see how like guys my father's age, where he's still with us, would react to when the robe turns around and it shows the guy's name is Drago. And every time I've been in there, I've seen grown men in a movie theater react the way I react when like Dr. Doom or something shows up. Like guys going like, "Oh no, oh shit!" I want to see if young kids look at this movie and go, "Oh shoot, he turns into like a Superman." Like I want to see if they get into the fantasy. Like they're gonna, and I think they will. And I think it's gonna look awesome. And the kids that were in Hall H, they seemed to throw the questions to them. Really seemed into it.
Absolutely, they were really into it. I love when they throw those kids' questions out there. By the way, it's great.
I think there's a lot to what you're saying too. You know, about how sort of Marvel, there's so much. Not that they're worried about, but it's very much built upon the previous movies and building towards something. And I think with the DC Universe, how you can be different, it's not doing movies in a reverse order. It's just making almost like an anthology series where every movie tells its own story. And they talked about this about Wonder Woman. You know, Patty Jenkins said, we don't really look at this as a sequel. It's just another tale in Wonder Woman's story or in her life. You know, it's a sequel. It's very much new and all this sort of stuff, but it carries the essence of the first Wonder Woman movie. And I think that kind of reminds me of the original Batman and Superman series. You know, 1 and 2 are very connected, but then 3 and 4 not so much. And the Batman movies, they're not connected other than that like they make references to other movies and the cast sometimes carries over. Otherwise, it's very much their own stories. And I like the idea that the DC universe could be that, where we're going to tell a Shazam story, a Superman story, Batman, Wonder Woman, all these other characters, and then we'll slowly plant some seeds, and then in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, we'll make a Justice League movie and a Justice League sequel, and we'll bring in Black Adam. And like, I like that. To me, that's more interesting. I want to spend time with the characters, and I love the fact that the Shazam movie is like, no, Billy Batson, how does he become Shazam? Let's focus on that. We'll get to the other stuff later.
Self-contained.
Exactly.
I agree.
Because then, if you tell people, if you show that this guy is like, oh wow, he's this kid, he has all these crazy amazing powers. Then you give people at some point, all you need is a trailer later on for if Captain Marvel's going to be here. All you need is a trailer that shows like him and Henry Cavill just kind of like giving each other a side eye and let people know, okay, that's all you need. You don't need to spend a whole movie telling us, hey. eventually these two are going to do a thing. All you
Yeah.
need is to show people that this guy rules,
Yes.
and then later on tell them, oh, by the way, hey, do you want to see, this Superman fight this Superman guy?
Yeah.
And people will want. They never told people that King Kong was eventually going to be in a Godzilla movie because they didn't know that was going to happen. They just one day, Toho said, hey, we're going to put King Kong in the next Godzilla movie, and everyone went, holy shit, yes, we want to. We don't know how that's going to make sense because King Kong's supposed to be 35 feet tall and Godzilla's 300 feet tall, but we want to see the monkey fight the dinosaur.
Right.
Yeah, do it.
Literally, not next year or the year after in Hall H. If you were just like, if this movie does really, really well, and you bring out Henry Cavill and Zachary Levi, and it's like, we're doing it. Like, why not? If people love it, then do it. Then do it. But yeah, final thoughts for me. Love the trailer. Thought it was so great.
Yeah.
Perfect casting. Cannot wait to see this movie.
Absolutely.
Cam?
This looks really fun. I'm really excited about it. And honestly, if this is the only trailer, I'm fine with that.
Oh, I agree.
It won't be, but if it was,
sure.
Bob, how do you feel?
Bob, how do you feel? Final thoughts.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
I'm so on board. It looks as
we're on the
good as
wizard train.
Yeah, Jaimin Hansu sounds great as. I like he's playing two different older wizard characters because he's also one of the fish guys in Aquaman.
Yes.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm so on board. It's I feel good about this.
Nice.
That looks like if I had a my niece and nephew are both very, very young, so maybe a little too young to comprehend this stuff. But I would be really psyched to show this to younger people and say, you
definitely
get excited. This is because kids should be able to go. The most frustrating thing about Batman v Superman is that we had a nationwide discussion about whether or not a movie about Superman was too violent to take a 6-year-old to.
Right.
Yes.
I don't care if you like the movie or not. That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
They're meant to be for kids.
Yeah, exactly.
It's meant to be appreciated by everyone. And the fact that you go to a movie and you're like, ooh, I don't know.
I don't know if
too
my
much for
kid can
kids,
see
maybe.
this. Yeah.
It's weird.
I came into this panel on the other side of the tracks. I was like, I'm not into Shazam, and now I'm 100% into Shazam. So I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah. Super excited. Guys, let us know in the comments what you thought about this first trailer for Shazam. Make sure you guys follow the MovieBob on YouTube and, of course, _MovieBob on Twitter. And we'll be back with more coverage from San Diego Comic-Con.
Hey, what's up all you tabletop nerds out there? Zach here with a special San Diego Comic-Con announcement. Hyper RPG, Stoic, and Versus Evil are teaming up to bring you a Banner Saga mini-series starting next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Time, live on Twitch. We've got the amazing Andre the Black Nerd, Shovel, Lasercorn, Trisha Hirschberger, and Steve Zaragoza as our cast, and the one and only Adam Coble as our GM for this wonderful adventure. This will be a 4-part mini-series coming to you every consecutive Tuesday from 7 to 10 p.m. Pacific Time, and you're going to want to get in there and watch it live because you, as a viewer, get to become a part of their caravan, making decisions that will drastically affect the overall story. This is all to celebrate the final installment in the Banner Saga series, Banner Saga 3, coming out on July 26th on all platforms. What better way to celebrate the amazing world of Banner Saga than through a tabletop RPG? We are so excited to bring this to you all. Make sure to tune in live on Tuesday after Comic-Con and every following Tuesday for 4 weeks, but if you miss it, don't fret, it'll be going up on YouTube immediately after.